Sorting. All right. And I'm sharing my screen again. All right, so. Oops, I lost my shoe. You're it, Chica.
All right, policy meeting call to order. It's 5:30. Verification of meeting notices was posted on our web.
Yep. I do not see Summer.
Approval of the agenda, sure. I approve the agenda.
Okay. I'm just gonna type
I'll wait till you get
an approval agenda. This is how I do these. I talked to our lawyer. She said, just kind of basically have, yes, it was called to order and who was there and that you stopped. I'm like, awesome.
Number 4, continued business 4.1, the school fleet program.
So for those of you watching out there, this was given to us by our insurance carrier and it was on a couple months ago, but it was very redundant. So they like us to have this kind of a thing. What we wanted to do is make sure that we could actually use everything that was in here. Oh, we really can't have that door shut. Who did that? I bet she's gonna vacuum. Well, it's not locked. So what I did not do is I took some appendixes out. So I believe that I think from G on are gone. So I'll have to still have to tweak this a little bit, but it had a lot of really good stuff in here. And if we use it in the manner that it was, you know, that we want. What's this a little? Oh, this is a bookmark. So, you know, I didn't change anything other than like there's a vehicle recording kit and actually let me make this smaller, control minus. There we go. There's my comment. So I'm going to give this to Brooke to take care of. So that's my note there. And Susan had a whole bunch of things on here. She kept saying, this is redundant, isn't this earlier? So really there wasn't much to change. And then you can see I left A, B, C, D. The accident report, E, F, G. Oh, H is still there. Okay. So, and I. See, I was wrong. So anyway, I took off, there was quite a few more that we didn't really need all that. But if we're going to truly adopt it, I don't want to adopt something that we're just not going to use. That doesn't make any sense. So, all right. Any questions on that? Awesome. So I'll probably put that on the board agenda for next month. All right. Then there was the grading and graduation requirements. We weren't talking about changing much other than cleaning this up. It looks bad. Yeah. But I've typo here. I don't know, Kelly, when you go into these, can you see my green notes? You should. Okay, good. Because if you don't have 100% access, you won't see them. Right. So unfortunately, when I go to the board, we talk about it and then I make them red. So we really wanted to make sure that when we did this, and I had 2 comments. I had a comment from Mr. Lechner and one from Ms. Bevan. And it was on, oh, we did this one once before. We just never got to this. Because we felt we changed it pretty much, we should have brought it to the board. Maybe that's what I did. There was something else in here. Yeah, see, it just lists all my little green things. Ms. Bevan wanted us to take out, here it is, youth options or youth apprenticeships. One of those isn't there anymore. I'm just going to make that red. And so the verbiage needs to be changed on it. And she gave me an email, and of course I didn't immediately turn around and put it right here. And it also needs to be cleaned up because it's a different font on every page. I hate that. I don't know why it does that. So. All right. So did you have any questions on that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Anybody else out there have any questions? Andrea, it's just you. Summer should be here, but she must have forgotten or something.
Well, I just had I had a question. Maybe this, maybe because I guess with grading, I just didn't know if this is a time to ask about this or not. But, and I guess I really never thought about this until my child is a senior and is in, but I feel like if our, mission is like ensure highest levels of learning, I feel like if students are taking like higher level type classes, that maybe we need to encourage more kids to do that. I think we need to have like more of a, like if they're taking college credits or, and I don't know where to draw the line on that, but they should really, it shouldn't count the same as like the regular high school classes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Kelly's nodding her head. Yes. So yeah, we agree with that. I think part of that is continued discussion. We've had it this way for a long time. And yes, we do feel that we need to add, especially the kids, when you're taking, so for example, I can't remember all the names and everything, and I won't mention them anyway, but people that took higher and harder level courses last year were not salutatorian and valedictorian because
Right.
they took
Right
those
on.
harder classes. And so
Right.
their grades suffered.
Right.
So that's not quite fair, a couple years ago, somebody that was salutatorian had 3 art classes as a senior. Well, those are a lot easier to get A's in.
Right.
When I was in school, I had the same thing with me.
Okay, so I think it's just something that we need to have a nice, robust discussion of. So,
I agree.
so this one we won't bring back because we want to add to it. So I'm going to write that in here. So, would like to discuss
Weighted grades, I think you would call it. Is that, would
Thank
you
you.
say that, Kelly? Weighted grades? I don't know how, but to me, like Audrey's taking calculus this year and she's taking Spanish 4 and she's taking college prep English and she's taking psychology college. And, and then a lot of these other kids are not taking those type of classes until you have a child that, and then you're hearing all the other, she has said, well, this child's taking this and this child's taking this. And I'm thinking, okay, how is that fair that she's taking, how is that fair that she's taking all these hard classes and we're not encouraging kids to take those higher classes then because, of course they don't want to ruin their GPAs. And I totally get that. But to me, we should be rewarding those kids for taking harder classes. And I think more kids would take them if they, felt that they were somewhat rewarded for them instead of like
penalized.
punishing them
Yeah.
because if they don't get an A, then they're not going to be third in their class or first in their class or whatever.
Yep. Total agreement there.
Okay. And that was why I came to the meeting, because I just wanted to say that. And I just,
Well, thank you.
having a child, when you, and I think Kelly could probably attest to this too, when you have a child in that situation, and I guess, with Audrey with her surgery this year, and they were all asking me, is Audrey going to need a tutor? Is Audrey going to need they were calling me from the hospital, is Audrey going to need a tutor because she's going to miss so much school? And I said, no, she will be fine. She will get her work caught up. But, there were other kids that probably would have needed a tutor, to get through what she is getting through. So,
Yes.
so they really put me in a different perspective of. Anyway,
Okay,
that's
so
all.
we will, what we'll probably do is, again, I'm trying to take notes at the same time.
That's fine.
So we'll have to, get some samples because there's no way I'm inventing anything. So,
Right, no. I think talk to other schools and see what they're doing and
yep,
use the
exactly.
best of what they, why reinvent the wheel? I don't,
Yep.
ask some of these, Richland does weighted grades. Maybe ask them, just talk to the area schools and find out, what do they do? And I would be willing to help with that if somebody wants me to help with that. I'd be willing to contact a few of the schools. So.
I'll be happy to let them.
And Mrs. Variance is happy to let you do that. I'm
You
just,
let me know which ones you want me to do. I'd be happy to start working on that.
that would be awesome. Thanks. Like you
Okay.
don't have anything else to do.
I have nothing else to do, but
I like that.
and I know this is not going to get changed immediately, but I'm just, and it doesn't have to be changed today, but I just think that if we want to ensure highest levels of learning, we should,
definitely.
is what our mission and vision says, then I think we should go by, walk the walk. I'm talking-
Yep. All right, so we'll bring that one back again. That's okay with me. And all I did in the safety plan, other than you can see a review date, I did, this is the table of contents. I made it a draft. I added a few more links. And the biggest thing I did, other than we've done all these policies over again, so that's awesome that it's like that. And putting the correct names in. We always have to go through and put the right names for all the companies and if there's different contact people. So I know I'm going through this fast, but a lot of it's the same, just having the maps. The biggest thing I did was when we get to the actual plans. That's our safety drill blanks. Here we go. So this is crisis plan. This is their bus accident. This is away from the district. Here's intruders. Weapons. Here's large group. Bomb threat, asphyxiation, food poisoning, disorderly conduct. Maybe I should have used the, here we go, we're here. So suicide and sudden death for some reason had very explicit, very specific things that like walking you through the day just about. And I felt that having that all in the emergency plan was almost inappropriate because we didn't need, so that I took out like 8 pages because this is the emergency plan. It should be easily grabbable and said, this is the first 10 steps, go.
Yep.
And then we can go later when somebody has, because it went through the first like 3 days. So it just was too much for the emergency. Our reciprocal counseling agreements, we update these every year, who's at which building, so that if there's an emergency, then we have that. Nonviolent crisis intervention training, our certified people in deep. Yeah, we do have a couple people and like I do now have a link. There's a free CPR and AED training, so or maybe it's like $20, so that would be something that we could potentially do. And I don't have the new phone list linked, but we just got it done last week. So this is this, and we'll bring it to the board if you're okay, because it has to be approved every year in December. But it's good because every year we should be looking at it. And these are the last, these are the last. The ones that we've never looked at since I've started now. As of today, I've gone through every single policy. Sometimes, some of them multiple times. So I did, I had Cher do these because this is really her. So again, the district manager is not responsible for the preparation and administration of the budget. Cher does that. We don't present our budget to the board as such. We present you the totals, but, and again, I took out district manager and put that in. So hopefully we'll have that done. Purchasing and requisitioning. And again, these are when it says copy, that means it's not really done yet. Eventually, I'm going to break these up because this is one of those 15-page documents. It's just too long. So, did I change anything here? Yeah, superintendent. I've been approving all of the activities accounts. We don't have a board union, so we have a state rate for that. So that's that. We don't have a bargaining agreement, so that's gone. And then this is a form and it shouldn't be policy. It should be a procedure. Oh, I've been doing all of that. But again, you guys need to know all this. So I'll link it. I'll take it off of here. And as you can see, it's just crossed off so that I try not to do anything without you guys seeing what I do. But we will remove this and create it as a procedure and still link it because it is part of the process, but it's not an actual policy. That way, if I need to add another line or something, then it's just so much easier because then we don't have to go through the board. Questions on that one? Okay. Oh, I should have asked you, are you okay with bringing the budget one to the board? Okay. We just did purchasing. Is that okay if we go that to the board? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
That's something positive to talk about.
There you go. Something cool instead of, yeah. This one's short and sweet, but I hate that it says assignments and supervision because it sounded like they got homework.
Yeah.
So. And again, it just had the linked handbook and we had never reviewed it from what I could tell. So it's just a title change. I don't know if, do you think we should bring that one? We can if you want to.
Fine. That's I'm the only one approving, won't take it to the board.
Okay. Sure that's red. And food service. So this is a copy. We actually are hoping that we can stop using the food service of Richland pretty soon. I believe we have a 2-year contract, so we just signed it last year, so I believe it was for this year and the next year. We have somebody that would like to take over, and we would be okay with that.
Yeah.
So in that nature, I thought I had ignored this one because we weren't doing our own food service,
Right.
but now if we do that, and mind you, we should still have to do most of this anyway.
Right.
So again, not many choices or anything, but it was never, there's no dates on it. So other than taking out the district administrator and putting in business manager, there's nothing different on this one. Would you like that one to go to the board? Okay. All right, and I'm hoping that make these all red so they stand out for my brain. And what I'll do, Kelly, is I'll link this right in there so that I'll try and change the colors before the 19th or whenever we have our board meeting. I should be able to because we have Christmas or Thanksgiving break, so I'll have some free time. I'm hoping that we only have to meet like quarterly for policy. Monthly is very time consuming because policy takes a lot of
Yeah.
work. But we had some of those policies were from the 90s. So yeah, when I started, I'm like, yeah. So I got everybody up in arms like 2 years ago because I updated a policy, but it hadn't been updated since 98. So yeah, it's different. It's not changing what we're doing. It just isn't reflecting what we're doing. So that's the problem with policy. It's really very not moving.
Yeah.
So it is possible to go through all policy, and this is my 4th year in 4 years. So, all right. You okay with the next meeting date?
Yep.
Very cool.
Well,
Well,
5:30 or 5. just in case.
we can do 5:30 if that's better for summer. Okay. And Mrs. Blazinski, who is also on this policy committee, will no longer be living in our district then. So we'll have to ask Mr. Lewis if somebody else would like to be on policy. Are we adjourned?
We are adjourned.
I spelled that wrong. I'll fix that. Thank you, everybody. I have to stop sharing. Bye, Andrea. See you later.
Hi, thank you.